Hello gamers. When I was 10 years old, I
legally purchased
Saints Row 3 after seeing a Smosh Games video about it.
I want you to blow up the hospital.
After that, I was hooked on the Saints Row series, and I was there to watch it completely disintegrate in 2022.
We don't want your money, just his. Get out of here.
This is Agents of Mayhem. Volition, the developers, insisted over and over that this was not a Saints Row game.
Why did you not choose to brand this game as a Saints Row game?
Well, we wanted to explore and expand the Saints Row multiverse. And
The translation for that is, we wanted to hop on the hero shooter bandwagon, but we also wanted to make money! Money from Saints Row! Money! Regardless, I'm gonna play it. 10-year-old me would never forgive myself if I didn't see this through to the end. Before I get onto the gameplay, I just want to say the whole style of the game is great. It's heavily inspired by G.I. Joe and other Saturday morning cartoons. The fully 2D animated cutscenes are astounding, although occasionally they settle for these slideshows instead, but animation is expensive, I get it. The character design is pretty good, and I like most of their personalities. There are 4 returning Saints Row characters: Oleg, Kinsey, Johnny Giat, and Pierce. I think they did an okay job integrating them into the story. It's based after the retcon ending of Get Outta Hell, where all the characters are essentially rebooted. It's just odd. I get the feeling Deep Silver was meddling with this game, so they would add more Saints Row characters, considering how much they meddled with Saints 2022. But yeah, characters are pretty good. I like Daisy the most.
Daisy, wake up!
Combat is okay. It's movement-based and revolves around switching between 3 heroes in real time, which helps spice up otherwise meh combat. Each hero has their own fun little abilities, but I felt a few of them were just weak and not fun to play. The game also gets super bullet spongy at times. It always bugs me. Bullet sponges have been very prevalent in this series since Saints Row 3, so I probably should have seen it coming, but I'm still not a fan of it. But I guess it makes more sense in this genre of game than it does in the normal Saints Row games. That didn't stop them from putting it in Saints Row 2022 though. Also, if you want to switch out your 3 selected heroes, it's not as simple as just doing it in the menu. You gotta open the menu, select the hub, sit through a loading screen, walk up to this thing, select a mission, choose your heroes, click deploy, watch an unskippable cutscene, sit through another loading screen, wait till you land, and then you can play the game again. To get around the city, you're gonna be using a car 90% of the time, unless you feel like manually unlocking every single fast travel point. This would be okay if the city wasn't so fucking dull. The civilian NPCs are boring, the cars and the roads are basically set dressing because they're absolutely useless compared to the cars you get for free that you can call on command. And I'm personally not into the whole style of the city. It just feels like generic sci-fi city to me. I don't particularly get the appeal. I know people say shit like this constantly, but if you compare the open world of this game to Saints Row 2, it's just absolutely pathetic. The NPCs were so interesting in that game, and the map had so many memorable landmarks. I have no idea what happened between 2 and 3 that made Volition just completely lose their sauce for open world stuff. Missions are where this really all falls apart for me. They're all basically just reused side activities with cutscenes and occasionally a go this place to shoot these people and a boss that takes 10 minutes to kill thrown in. Saints Row games had missions that actually felt unique. They were levels with maps made for them instead of just slapping together a bunch of side activities. Saints Row 3 and 4 had its share of reused activity levels, but it also had some very memorable maps made specifically for those missions. As a side note, the hacking minigame fucking stinks. It's in almost every mission. They're basically Dead by Daylight skill checks, but you have unlimited tries, so there's no sense of urgency or pressure whatsoever. For side activities, we have press E on a civilian so you can blow up a bomb the civilian is tied to, drive through the city into some checkpoints with a way too generous time limit, walk and jump through the city into some checkpoints with a way too generous time limit, steal a car that's way too slow, destroy a car with your car, break a thing. Shoot 3 guys. There's 2 activities that I found kinda fun. There's the Relic Trading Company activities and the Legion Lairs. The latter being a stronghold where you have to break shit and or kill everyone, and the former just being fighting waves of enemies in a specific area. Another thing that makes missions annoying is that it has Borderlands dialogue, where characters will talk at you over the radio for ages.
Slapnuts, Spunk Bubble, Clown Dick.
Even pausing the mission sometimes so you can hear their hilarious dialogue. I did go into this game wanting to like it, but it was just a huge disappointment. It sold horribly, primarily because no one has any idea who this game was made for. Saints Row fans don't like it because it's barely related to Saints Row. Hero shooter fans don't like it because it's single player only. General audiences were just confused by its awful marketing and the fact it was $60 fucking on release. I got this game for $5 on a Steam sale, which is a pretty good price for what you're getting. I also think this game needed more time in the oven. It was way more buggy on release, but the glitches are still very present. Anyway, this video's been a lot different from what I normally do, so I hope it was alright. See you later, gamers. Like and subscribe if you want to see more like this, and I bid you goodbye with one pro tip.
Do you know, Confucius say, person who go to bed with itchy tushy, wake up with smelly finger.